Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for this WNCT Now update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. WNCT is continuing to track the latest COVID-19 numbers statewide and across the East. The state's total jumped by more than 1,700 cases since yesterday. Health officials report more than 56,000 confirmed cases are in North Carolina. Governor Roy Cooper and his coronavirus task force had a news conference earlier this afternoon about new measures they're taking to flatten the curve. Let's take a listen.
Since the beginning of this pandemic, I've been clear that data and science would lead the way. In following that standard, it's clear that our numbers will keep us from moving ahead into the next phase of easing restrictions. So today, I'm announcing that North Carolina will pause and continue our Safer at Home Phase 2 for another 3 weeks. Now, this is not where we plan to be or wanted to be, but it is one of two important decisions that we need to make to effectively fight this disease. The other important decision is requiring face coverings when people are out in public. People must wear face coverings when in public places, indoors or outdoors, where physical distancing of 6 feet from other people who are not members of the same household or residence is not possible. They will be required for all employees and customers of retail businesses and restaurants, as well as workers in manufacturing, construction, meat processing, and agriculture settings. There are exceptions, including people with medical conditions and children under 11, people who are at home and people who are walking and otherwise exercising outside when not within 6 feet of others. Overwhelming evidence that is growing by the week shows that wearing a face covering can greatly reduce the spread of COVID-19, especially from people who have it and don't know it yet. Face coverings are a simple way to control this virus while protecting ourselves, our families, and the other people around us.
Governors in 3 northeastern states are announcing new measures to control the coronavirus. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut are requiring a 14-day quarantine for visitors from states with high infection rates. The governors are calling this a travel advisory. They plan to release guidelines soon for how this new rule will work. Officials say states over a set infection rate like Alabama, North Carolina, Florida, and Texas, to name a few, will have to quarantine. All right, stay with us and we'll be right back with some more news after this short break.
As the coronavirus impacts all of us here in the East, WNCT 9 on your side wants to ensure you have some important safety tips. Always wash your hands with soap and hot water for at least 20 seconds. Wipe surfaces down, such as phones, computers, door handles, and work areas with disinfecting wipes. If you have to cough or sneeze, do so into your arm. Practice social distancing. For more tips and all the latest news, visit WNCT.com under the coronavirus section or the WNCT mobile app.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio, providing you with some late afternoon updates. Recent rain in the east is rising river levels in the area. There is a lag time when it comes to river flooding. That's why we don't always see it immediately after a storm. Rainwater has to move through smaller streams before it gets to rivers. Rising river levels in rivers like the Tar River in Greenville can cause road flooding in lower grounded areas. There are important safety tips to keep in mind when it comes to flooded areas. 9 on your sides, Ariana Kraft will have more for us on those safety tips and the recent flooding in the area coming up for you tonight at your news at 6. Today, ECU held its 4th annual Day of Giving fundraiser. The event was originally scheduled for March but had to be postponed due to the pandemic. The Day of Giving fundraiser focuses on scholarships to directly help the university's students. This year, the school has focused on the Multicultural Center. Last year, the event raised more than $800,000. And our Amber Joseph will have more on this story coming up for you tonight at your news at 5 and 6. Well, that wraps up this WNCT Now update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. And we will have more news coming up for you tonight at 5 and 6. Thanks so much for watching.